Alright, let's get into the point of this movie. This movie is not about anything licorice or pizza at all. So, clickbait movie title. But anyways, it's about these two and about this girl named Alana or whatever her name is. She's apparently 25, which they don't mention in the trailer. And Gary, the boy, is 15. In the trailer, they're flirting with each other. So, it automatically makes me think, I didn't see the trailer. Or I did, but I didn't remember it. And when I found out she was 25, I thought they were joking. She literally... Okay, so for some reason, Gary falls in love with her immediately after seeing that she works at the school as a school photographer in the yearbooks. She takes photos of yearbooks, for teenagers in the high school. Gary's 15, he's in the high school, and she's the photographer. So, to me, this movie was weird, and there was some funny scenes. I liked it, but the age gap kind of made me uncomfortable when watching it. This movie was apparently supposed to be based in the 70s and is based on a true story. So, this guy, the kid Gary, he's a kid, he's 15, and he's basically like trying to become an adult while he's 15. He's an actor, he starts his own businesses, and Alana misses her childhood. She hangs out with them. So people are like, oh man, a kid wanting to become an adult, and a woman trying to relive her childhood. It's like, what? You guys are justifying pedophilia. This is not beautiful at all. Apparently this thing was normalized in the 70s, I guess. Like it wasn't that big of a deal. But let me ask you this. How would you feel if it was the opposite genders? What if it was a 25-year-old man dating a 15-year-old girl? A lot of people would look at it completely different. Some people say that this movie's beautiful and they're meant for each other. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? This guy is underage. He's underage. I don't want to see a 25-year-old and 15-year-old flirt. It's like, what the fuck? And then we get this very good scene where Alana just shows Gary her boobs. And she just slaps him after he asks if he wants to touch it. And it's like, what the fuck? How do you break in? You just go into his house, and you're 25, and you show him your boobs when he's 15. You could be a sex offender. It's like, what is going on? And Gary sometimes can be a jealous prick at the times. He gets away with battery by destroying a car and ruining a house after a guy jokingly threatened him and his brother. He took that joke a little too seriously. They almost die in a truck accident. And then they do a gas train. If you don't know what I mean by that, so basically their truck ran out of gas and they survived somehow after pushing it down a hill and, trying to run it because it's out of gas. And after that, Gary starts celebrating, goes crazy after they survive, and there's a couple of kids like his own age with him in the truck. And then once they get out, they get like the gasoline and they start pretending it's like a penis and they start running a train with the gasoline. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like the film. I like how funny it was. I thought it was weird and bizarre. They have these storylines, like, I mean, there really wasn't a story. Like, we don't get, like, if there was a time skip. Because when Gary's being arrested at, I don't know, like, he's being falsely arrested for murder because they thought they found the guy. He said his birthday's in a month, and he was 15, so he was about to be 16. And he opens up a business, a waterbed business. And then he opens up a pinball business. There's no way he does all of this and gets away with battery, a truck. There's no way he does all of this in less than a month. There's no way he's 15. He had to be like 16. But even if he was 16, that wouldn't have made it better because this is supposed to be based off... This was filmed in Los Angeles, California. The age of consent is 18. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, maybe they just filmed it and it was supposed to be based off of in another setting where the age of consent is 16. I looked it up. It's supposed to be based off in Los Angeles, California, where they filmed it. And no, it's 18. So it's pedophilia. It's by definition pedophilia. I don't know why they couldn't have like the age gaps like 2 years apart, or they look the same age. They look the same age. She doesn't look 25. I thought she was joking when she said she looked 25. She literally looks like someone my age. She looks 15. She looks 15 to me. I have a friend who looks exactly like her. Like, and then they have these storylines where, like, I don't know, like there's this guy, he's like gay and he's a politician. They make it seem like he's into her. He's a nice guy, and they make it seem like he's flirting with her, like the 25-year-old. They're obviously the same age, like around the same age. They're adults, and it's weird. How do we even get there? That she's working at a political thing. They have these storylines, and they go absolutely nowhere when it comes to these storylines. Like when it comes to, there was this guy in a number 12 jersey who was just like, I guess, following her, but that goes nowhere. That goes nowhere. I thought that was like an ex of hers or something, but they never address it. They never address it. He followed her in the restaurant. He followed her and looked at the office. They never addressed it. The politician it turns out he's gay, and he doesn't want anyone to know because he's a politician. It's the 70s, because gays weren't that accepted, I guess. So, and they don't really go anywhere with that. It's just drama, and yeah, and then at the end, they finally, Gary and Alana, they kiss, and some of the scenes I thought it was like a dream or a fantasy, because they feel like it's a fantasy, like some of the scenes, you know what I mean? At the end, the way she says, "I love you, Gary," at the end, it sounded like a freaking dream. It didn't even sound sincere. It sounded like a dream, a fantasy. That's basically the whole movie. This was apparently based on a true story. So, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. This is just my opinion on the movie. I liked it. I thought it was weird. There were some funny scenes. But as terms of the age gap, that's kind of what made me uncomfortable finding out, because we didn't see the age in the trailer. We didn't hear Alana's age in the trailer. And these actors look the same age. So I would have thought that they would have been the same age. But the story they don't really do like anything with the time skips. They don't address that, because there's no freaking way they do all of this before his birthday. They do all of this in less than a month. Okay, there's no freaking way they do this all while he's 15. Okay, there's just no way. There's just no way in hell that they do this before before he turns 16. It's not like him turning 16 would make it better, but I mean, I mean, what the hell? This is kind of weird, man. People are like romanticizing pedophilia, and I don't even I don't know, man. I walked out of the movie theater. I got confused, and I was like, that was a weird movie. I mean, I liked it, but it was weird, and we're basically just normalizing pedophilia, and I'm like, what? What just happened? So he's underage, and she's 10 years older than him, and fuck off.